1970s creepy van guy. 2026 starter home. It's pretty sad how true this is. It's Saturday. I'm Acorn. Welcome back to Gen X and Millennial Memes, because we really need to return to the 80s. Please consider hitting that like and subscribe, and let's jump into today's show, starting with this week's pop quiz. Before becoming a popular 1980s animated series, what cartoon franchise actually started out as a line of greeting cards? Take a moment and drop your answer in the comments, then stay tuned because I'll have the answer later on in the show. I passed the bus today and not one kid flipped me off. Today's kids are weak. Steve Martin is 80 years old, which is crazy because I thought he was 80 in 1989. He did always look older than his actual age, but it's finally catching up to him. Me in 1985. I can't wait to see what the future looks like. Me in 2026. Okay, I've seen enough. Let's rewind to 1985. Holy crap, I've never seen this before. Chuck E. Cheese sent someone to collections and it hit their credit report. Well, I have to say, I've never seen that before either. Some of you guys might still need to worry about Columbia House sending you to collections. I seen this here and I just thought it was funny. This is somebody texting their grandpa. Sandra went into labor. We're at the hospital. Hope to see you and grandma there. Fishing trip. Hey, you gotta have priorities. Change out those two Munsters for a couple Joke Colas and it'd be pretty tempting. Charlie from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was Peter Ostrom's first and only role. He went on to become a veterinarian. He still receives $10 to $11 in royalty payments from the film every 3 months. Well, I guess he could go buy a Big Mac. Do you ever feel like your body's check engine light has been on, but you just keep driving like, nah, it's fine? Yeah, sometimes. How Gen X kids looked coming home. Feral, wild, and covered in dirt, coming in right as the streetlights came on. No remote start, no heated seats, no app on your phone, just a frozen key, a prayer, and come on, come on, come on. If you never pumped the gas and begged a car to start in 10-degree weather, you missed a whole life experience. While that may be true, that's part of it that I don't want to have to relive. Automotive batteries are just too expensive these days, and my 86 Chevy truck takes 2 of them.
Squeeze your tomatoes, trust Roberts for your dairy products, and answer the phone. Hello? And Vern, don't forget. Action. Hey Vern, looks like you're turning into quite the little shopper.
Well guys, there might be a little bit of help coming in the future. UK scientist creates incredible shoe which stops elderly people from falling over. University of Bristol scientist Dr. Lee has invented a smart shoe with 253 sensors that monitors elderly people's walking patterns to detect fall risk, creating the prototype to help his 89-year-old mentor stay safe. Well, he made this with good intentions. What happened to our color, man? Lost it around 2010. Everything is so gray now. That's true. Not only the cars, but look around at your businesses and stuff too. This is Puxatawny Phil's ex-wife Phyllis, who now lives in Florida and says Phil is a compulsive liar. The vanishing 16-year-old driver. How driving became too scary, expensive, and exhausting for Gen Z. Well, I can see how it's too expensive. I mean, even so-called cheap used cars today are expensive. Then put insurance on top of that, even if it's just liability, and it's a whole lot worse, even more so for younger drivers. I guess this is one of the reasons why they're pushing all these self-driving taxis. Here's a commercial for the Chevy Camaro from 1984.
Looks like you need to escape.
Do I?
Today's Chevrolet knows a way. Camaro Berlinetta.
Come on in, take the wheel, light it up, get the feel, it's time to escape.
Available digital sound system, cockpit instrumentation, and new standard multi-port fuel-injected V6. Camaro Berlinetta.
If this is today's Chevrolet, I'm free!
Today's Chevy, live today's Chevy, Chevy.
My Roomba just beat me to a Cheeto that I dropped on the floor. Is this how the war against the machines begins? Well, it's a known fact that your vacuum cleaner has been spying on you the whole time, let alone the fact that it's completely mapped your house. These used to hit so hard back in the day. Yeah, Runts was pretty good. Do they still make Runts? I haven't seen them in quite a long time now that I think about it. Forget riding your bike with no helmet. Growing up, the most dangerous thing you could do was touch the thermostat. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't say anything, but there would be signs. Gonna buy the Kmart Auto Center van? Not the worst thing you could do. If you remember this, then your childhood was awesome. And speaking of McDonald's, how many of you guys remember the McDonald's pizza? Because I certainly don't. And I've got one more about McDonald's. Remember back when you could get 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and a side of COPD? You know, the funny thing is, today, smoking is at an all-time low. Yet, cancer is at an all-time high. But of course, when has the government ever told the truth?
And Vern, don't forget to bump your millings and pick up your phone.
Only people of a certain age will remember the satisfaction of peeling off the styrofoam labels. Well, that is true, but I do think that the styrofoam actually did help keep your drink a little cooler if you were holding it a long time. Who's Harry Crumb? Premiered February 3rd, 1989. Here is the full Kevin McAllister outfit that Macaulay Culkin wore in Home Alone. Now this is the whole outfit. Here is just the hoodie by itself, and it just recently went to auction and it sold for $81,250. How much do you guys think they'd want for the whole outfit? Top current Gen X phrases, 2026 edition. I'm too old for this. Universal Gen X battle cry. Works for work, parenting, and every app update. I don't have the energy for that. Said before declining literally anything after 7:30 p.m. Whatever. The original Gen X punctuation mark, still undefeated. It is what it is. Resigned acceptance, the Gen X motto since 1994. I think it was a long time before that. I don't care, do what you want. Translation, I care deeply, I'm just tired. Back in my day, usually followed by something mildly traumatic that Gen X thought was normal. It's because it was normal, and probably still should be normal. I'll Google it. The modern equivalent of Dad getting out the encyclopedia in 1987. I'm not paying for that. Gen X DNA includes a built-in scam detector. I think that's pretty true. I can't keep up with all of this. Technology, slang, apps, passwords, take your pick. I don't need to post everything. Said proudly while secretly scrolling for 90 minutes. So what if we're scrolling? We're just shaking our head in disappointment of all the people posting pictures of their food that's getting cold. and a lot of the other dumb clickbait that people watch these days. Today's pop quiz question was, before becoming a popular 1980s animated series, what cartoon franchise actually started out as a line of greeting cards? The answer is the Care Bears. Yeah, it's true. They were originally characters on greeting cards before they ever hit the Saturday morning cartoons. A man records a concert in Poland, 1980. Yeah, got a boombox strapped to his neck. I'm assuming it must have a built-in microphone. I actually had a small radio one time, except it only had a single speaker, but it did have a built-in microphone on the opposite end. And if you were close to the radio, it actually sounded decent. But anything that was too far away, it would pick it up, but it didn't sound very good. Growing up in the wood grain era. Yeah, back in the time you at least still had some real furniture. These days, anything wood grain is most often just sawdust board with fake wood grain laminate glued to it. When I was young, this was a 5-star dessert. Or at least that's what most of us thought. I'm so old that I have actually dialed a rotary phone before while listening to an 8-track next to a black and white TV with aluminum foil on its rabbit ears. One day you rented from Blockbuster for the last time and might not have even realized it. Not unless they had their now closing sign and were selling all the videos in the store instead of renting them. This is why our generation knows how to fall and get back up again. And we have the scars to prove it. Fact check true. And whether it's metal or plastic, whoever made that slide just hated kids. I mean, it's black, so it's going to be as hot as possible. Who watched this on a Sunday night? I'd say most of us did. How many of you guys remember Tinkerbell when she dotted the I? Me realizing I'm attached to childhood shows and toys because they remind me of a time where I was genuinely happy. I wouldn't go that far, but it certainly was better times than the days we're in now. I'm car door ashtray years old. How many of you guys remember the commercials for the phone relief hands-free headsets?
Is talking on the phone getting out of hand? Look out! You need phone relief, the ultimate in hands-free phone design. Watch. Simply attach the special double back fastener to any phone. Then attach the phone relief headset. It's that easy. Hands-free, pain-free. You'll wonder how you ever lived without it. It's perfect for remotes. Now talk hands-free anywhere, anytime. Office work is a pain for Mr. Phone in the Neck, but you won't miss a beat with hands-free freedom. A must for the entire office. Work goes quicker and easier. The padded headset removes this easily and is fully adjustable. Best of all, Phone Relief works with your favorite phone, an amazing breakthrough product you'll use every day. Now only $12.95. Call toll-free to order by credit card and make this your last Phone in the Neck call.
Call now 1-800. Our operators are giving tremendous discounts on additional units. That's 1-800. Or send check or money order to the address on your screen. Sorry, no CODs. Credit card users call now 1-800.
Where did we peak as a society? Me. Probably at the latest. Maybe quite a while before this, to be honest. Teaching the physics of surfing. California, 1970. Back when California was still a real state. Who is the most famous person you've ever met? That would have to be Reggie Wayne, back when he was still playing wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts. He walked into the place that I was working at the time, and for whatever reason, he comes up to me, and I basically ended up taking him on a tour of all of our latest tech at the time. Imagine dipping your grilled cheese and tomato soup in this chair. Yeah, for some reason, it fits. Me in my prime. At my goal weight. Spent other people's money. Had a personal driver, chef, and photographer. Clear skin, shiny hair. No job, no debt. My wife was sick in bed and asked for plain toast. How did I do? Well, you're not wrong. This was our 6-7. Yeah, the phone company come out with caller ID, and then later on, you had to pay extra to use star 67 if you didn't want your number to show on somebody else's caller ID. It would only show what? Blocked or private number? Something like that. Gen X, Gen Z, different signals. Yeah, when the streetlights came on, and what? When somebody turns off the Wi-Fi? You know you're getting old when you start using your car seat warmers for your lower back pain rather than keeping you warm. Whenever my mom was losing an argument, I carried you for 9 months. Yeah, that was part of it. I think some of us might have also heard something along the lines of, I brought you into this world, I can take you out of it. That was probably from Dad, though. Everyone remembers hearing the rumor about that one kid that tried soda and Pop Rocks at the same time. Honestly, I think some of our parents is the one that started that, just so they'd have an excuse why they didn't need to buy it. Those ASPCA ads had me sobbing back in the day, like I'd personally abandon a 3-legged golden retriever. Remember when your parents would just drop you off somewhere all day and just hope that you lived? 1986, 2026. True, except I doubt they'd be outside. If you grew up Gen X, you'll see 4 popsicles. Yep, absolutely. It's a little weird when you realize we are the last generation on this earth to know what life was like before social media. That's sad, but true. You watched to the end? Thanks so much, because it really helps to support the channel. If you enjoyed today's show, please remember to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for Sunday's show. Until then, I thank you all for watching. You guys take care and stay safe this weekend. This is Akorn, over and out.
There's a little link there between Nedry's character and the Goonies. Early on in the movie, he's wearing this floral patterned shirt.
Yes.
Which is what Chunk is wearing in the Goonies. Midway through the movie, when he's working, he's got a black t-shirt underneath a gray coat, which is exactly what Mouth is wearing. And then at the end of the movie, he puts on a bright yellow raincoat with a hood, which is exactly what Mikey is wearing in the Goonies.
Oh my God.
It is like a tribute to the Goonies through Nedry's character.